What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the real feel. Welcome back to me life. Suicidal thoughts for a lot out there. Suicide's happening every single day, every single week, every single month, every single second, every single hour. I could be off by the seconds, but I know it's like every few minutes or every hour. It's happening. Suicide is happening, and it's a tough topic for some. For me, it is in some sense, because I've lost a lot to suicide, and I could talk about this in the deeper thought of it, because if you go back, let's say, I don't know, 10 videos, and you'll go to there'll be part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4. It was the process of one of my deepest part of my depressions that I was going through. I wasn't, and in the video I wasn't talking about, oh, I want to kill myself and la la la. I wasn't talking about that. I wasn't saying that I was going to. It was a thought. I was wondering what the hell was going on. I was curious of why I was thinking that way. I was so deep into my thought, and I had to think about it. And I actually made videos about it, part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4. And you'll see the process of it, and you'll see where I was of thinking about why am I in this state, and then getting out of it. And a lot of people get stuck in that state because they don't know where to go. They don't know who to talk to. They've asked so many people that they've gotten turned down by. They've talked to so many people. They've turned to so many people, and they haven't got the answers that they wanted. Maybe it's not the answers they were looking for, and so it makes them upset, and they don't think that they can find somebody else that understands, or understands the thought process that they're going through. And they're hurting in so many in such a deeper level. It's hard. It's not really hard to explain. It's just that so many people have different things that they're going through just before they're gone. And most of the time, if you watch documentaries on it, and if you watch my videos, and you watch what I'm talking about, what people are talking about, there's such a deeper level where they truly are just looking for someone to give a shit. They're truly looking for someone just to listen. Now, you would think that there's tons of people to listen because there's billions of people in the world. But that's why it's hard to explain, because they're thinking how I was thinking. I truly thought in my thought process, I wasn't like, oh, I want to kill myself. I was in the thought process of wondering why, and I was going into the deep process of it trying to think why I was in there. And in the end, what was pushing me out is because I had at least maybe 1 or 2 people that I probably could have ran to or talked to, or or I have a little tiny bit of support. But the ones that are doing it, you would think, because the 2 people that I know, more, actually 3 now, I actually found one of them. The 3 people plus 3 personal people that I know thought there was nothing, and there was one that had a girlfriend, 2 kids, and a place, and a job, and they could drive, and they had these things, and they ended up still going underneath the bridge and hanging themselves. There's a deeper, and even just before they did it, it was like a good day to them. It was a regular day for them, and you would think, oh, that person's okay, but inside their mind, they're not, because that day he looked okay and acted okay. That was the day he did it, and he's not here today. Same with the one other person. I talked to this person 2 weeks before they did it, and it's not like they brought it up. I seen they were going through something. They were trying to explain that they're going through some crap, and then 2 weeks later, they ended up killing themselves. The third one was, he was going through some shit. He was trying to push out. He was the one that was trying to get out, and he was trying to figure it out ways, but he was the one that was didn't think there was anybody there. He didn't think there was a way out. And as things were going up, things are starting to slow down again. And he was starting to go see his daughter. He didn't have no family around. He had nothing. He moved to the city. He had nothing around. He had people throwing him away. He had his ex-girlfriend that was keeping him from his kid. Blah, 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 blah. He was finally getting in back with his kid and talking with her. And all of a sudden, his ex-wife again told him that he couldn't. My point is that I walked into my place that I live with him and 2 other roommates, and he was sitting on the I'm just giving you the thought process of this. He was sitting on the kitchen table, and I'm trying to say that when I walked in there, he was having a beer and he was drawing. He was doing 2 things he enjoyed to do. He loved drawing and he loved doing, and he was happy as go. His eyes were wide open. He was happy as go lucky, man. He was like, "Hey Kev, what's going on, brother?" And it was weird because we were in type of a little bit tiff. You know how roommates get in a little tiff like a few days before that or a couple days before that. I didn't think we were like talking. We'd say hi to each other, whatever. We talk or whatever. But anyways, he was like, "Hey Kev, what's going on, buddy?" He had the music going. He was drawing. He was happy. That night, gone. Like it goes. They think that there's nobody, and it feels. And I felt super bad. It was dawned on me for a long time after I found him the next day. Or a couple days later, because we didn't know for sure, and we found him in his room. But it looks like they're okay, so you're like, oh, okay, they're good, right? But you gotta think, it doesn't matter if they got that smile, man. There's something behind that smile that's so much deeper, and they can look depressed, and you're like, oh, everything will be okay, but not in that full depressed state is when they're gonna do it, is when they're actually just settled with it. They're finally settled with saying, you know what, screw it, I'm leaving this earth. And it seems like they're happy that they're going to do it because they really truly believe in deep inside that there's nothing they can do. There's nobody that gives a shit. That's what they feel to believe. Insane to say that. It's crazy to say that because I was that type that was in that process of thinking. I was in such a depressed state. It was insane where I was like, well, what if I did leave? It's not like I wanted to. I'm saying, what if I did? Like, what's happening if I did? What am I ruining? What's happening in between? Or like, what's going to happen after? And what's going to happen this? And why am I doing it? Why am I thinking this? Why is this and why is that? And you truly think there's nothing left. You truly think. And if you keep putting that into your head and you keep believing it and you keep replaying that over your head and saying that there's nothing left and there's nobody that gives a shit, you're going to end up you might end up in that state, and these people aren't here today because of it. And it's frustrating, and it's a deep topic, and it's insane to think about, man. And like, it's all over the world. It's not even just here. It's all over the world, and even especially now during this pandemic, it's happening more now than it ever did before. And this isn't because, and they're losing jobs, they're losing family members, they can't go see their family members, they can't do this, they can't do that, and so they ended up killing themselves. And even though all of us are going through the same freaking thing, most of us are going through the same thing, these people still think there's nothing left. They still think that there's nobody, because most of us are in a selfish state of in the world or in our life, and we don't care about what other. But it's crazy because that day that he ended up doing it, it was like, "Hey Kev, hey, how's it going, buddy?" And blah 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 blah. And I was like thinking in my mind, I thought something wasn't right because I've seen this state before, and I had a feeling something wasn't right. But I was like, "Hey, what's going on, buddy?" But he was like happy, like up and happy, like up, ready to go. And the next day, that night, gone. Crazy. Like, I think my point of this is, I think most of us have to be more aware of what's actually happening in this world, what's actually going on with human beings, and what actually can be done about it if we take the steps and try to do it and help most of these people and give a shit about most of these people, because it may not seem like it, but I give a shit, man. Like, I hate it. I fucking hate it when I see, oh, I didn't want to, last night was very close, I almost killed myself, and last night was this, and you almost didn't see me after a couple days, or I just don't feel like living anymore because life's a bitch. And it's fucked up because 2 days before that, I saw like they were just happy with a girlfriend or something like that. It doesn't matter what they have. Something else is going on inside their head. Something else they've dealt with. Something else that they think that there's nothing left. It goes so much deeper than that. It's crazy. Well, but that person was happy. I just saw them yesterday. That person, and then they're gone. They killed themselves. Gone. OD'd. They did something stupid that they regret now because they're gone. And this is a true fact. Seconds before they go, or even the second that they start to commit suicide. And I know this from a deeper story because, like I said, I lived up above one and I found this one. But I'm saying that it goes deeper because seconds before, or just seconds after or during or whatever, they're regretting it. They're going, fuck, what am I doing? I know there's so much more. And there is so much more. There is. You just got to search for it. And you got to look in the right place. My inbox is open, y'all. My inbox is open and I'm going through some shit. I get up and I get dressed, so it's good. It's a good thing, and that's what I get up. And these are the reasons why I get up most of the time. My music is why I get up most of the time, and I know that there's something else. It's just, like, I'm alone half the time. You think I wake up with somebody by my side or whatever? No, I don't. All I know is that there's something more for you, and we all have a purpose in our life, and I don't want to go too deep where I'm thinking maybe it's meant to be that these people are supposed to be gone. Maybe it's meant to be. Maybe it's meant to show us something. Maybe that's how it is, because it brings it back to the one where before this bullying program even started, it was starting over a 13-year-old girl. I think a 13 or a 14-year-old girl wanted to start this suicidal, or this bullying thing. Not suicidal, sorry. This bullying thing where you get bullied at school, blah, 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 blah. This is years ago. This is like, I'm talking like 15 years ago, 12 years ago maybe, something like that. It's a long time ago. And this is before the bullying program, and she wanted to start this full bullying program. You know what's crazy about that story? The girl that wanted to start that story, the girl that was trying to help people and trying to do this and trying to do that, she ended up fucking hanging herself. This little girl. And then her father followed through with it and said this is what she wanted to do, and here we are with this bullying program. But the story a lot of people don't know is that that girl ended up killing herself while she was creating this thing to help people. It's fucking weird. Weird. And that's why it may scare some people from me, because I'm trying to help some people too, but then I think it goes deep. It goes deep. There's people out there for you. Like, there's somebody out there for you. My inbox is open. I don't give a shit, man. My inbox is open. It's open all the time, and I get back to you when I can. But it's always open. Always. So people if you need something off your chest, if you need some kind of wake up, some kind of push, something, some kind of word that's going to help you, some kind of push, man, message me. Message somebody that gives a shit, because there's people that give a shit. There's people that care. I know there's people that have turned you down, and I know you would think, oh, I already tried that person, but they didn't care what I said. They probably didn't. But then there's somebody else. There is somebody else. Suicide isn't the answer. Letting yourself go yourself isn't the coward answer. Isn't the way to say this is it. And it's scary, and it's not like I'm talking from the outside in. I've been through the thought process. I've seen it personally. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've talked to people 2 weeks before they've gone. It's scary shit, man, and it hurts me to see most people are so hurting, and they're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know this, and I don't know that. I don't know what to fucking do either some days, but I still at least I try to fucking push. And this is coming straight from the heart, man. This isn't like yelling at you, and I try to say that most time when I get like that, is that I'm not yelling at y'all. I'm trying to make you realize that I'm fucking alone myself, and I'm sitting here by myself. You think that there's people around me. You think just because this and that and this and that, I'm all perfect and everything. Not even freaking close, man. But I know that there's something or somebody out there, and I know I'm just going to let my life live out the way it's supposed to go. And if you just trust the process and trust that there is at least somebody, at least I am, me personally, I'm here. Let's leave it at that, y'all. I appreciate the new subscriptions. I appreciate everybody that's listened. And if you made it this far into the video, I love you. And I thank you. And I appreciate you. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you. And if you actually listen to this to the actual end of this actual video, please share it. Be much appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me a like to show me some motivation on this video. Yeah, I hope you understood what I was saying. Please don't take any of that in the wrong way. This is coming from the heart. This is not talking from the outside in. This is talking from the inside. I've been through it. I've seen it. Done it. Blah, 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 blah. I'm here. And you can be as well. Much love to everybody. You keep that head up. You keep that smile going. Peace out.